Okay, hi everyone. This is gonna be kind of a quick update. Actually, I don't know how quick, but I'm going to explain why I've been gone for I think it's been about 4 weeks now. I said in my one of my posts that I was gonna go away for about 2 to 3 weeks because of some personal matters. Um But that ended up not being the case. So, I thought I would come back and post after 2 or 3 weeks, but that didn't happen. So, I'm going to explain to you guys why I have been offline and not really being consistent. And I do apologize for that. I don't I don't know if anyone cares, but I certainly, I enjoy posting these videos, for you guys, whoever, for whoever needs it. So yeah, I'm just gonna explain the situation, which is why. Well, I'm gonna explain. Josh, it's okay. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You're okay. Okay, so let me just get into it. And I'm not having the best hair day, so I'm gonna keep messing with this. But anyways, so this is my twin brother. I already said his name. So Joshua. His name is Joshua. Say hi.
Hi.
My twin brother. We're both twins, so we're both 22. We both have autism, but for him, we have both been diagnosed. But with women, or when it comes to girls, it's not really people. I guess doctors can't really catch it early on, or like. Anyways, I'm kind of like going blank right now. I'm kind of nervous making this video because I don't know how people will perceive, especially when it comes to him. And I've always been very protective and very defensive if anyone has ever made fun of him or said anything or do anything bad towards him. So that's why I'm kind of also nervous, because I know there's a lot of people in this world that are just very insensitive and will kind of just say whatever comes out of their ass just to be fucking cool or whatever. Anyway, so me and him, we both have autism, but for him, my brother, he is more on the low functioning side. Some people call it severe. In other words, or in simpler words, it really just means that he needs more assistance. Basically, his brain. I mean, I don't know the full like doctor, certified detail of like breathe, Josh, breathe. He's a bit tense right now, so he's having a lot of verbal tics right now. But yeah, so I don't the best way that I can say, but it's not like the certified doctor kind of, or psychiatrist way of saying it. But basically, he just needs a lot of assistance, and he needs someone to help him consistently and constantly to help him, understanding right from wrong, taking care of himself, basically. So lately I've been it's a whole situation of why he's suddenly here with me and the rest of the family. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know if I want to get into it, Um, I mean, I guess I'll just shorten it up. Basically, me and him, we used to live with our grandmother. Our grandmother had guardianship of us, and that's a whole nother fucking story of how she got guardianship of us. But she was a hoarder, and she was not. She couldn't take care of him, basically, and the reason why I left at some point is because it was just a very toxic environment. She was very emotionally abusive and mentally abusive. Breathe, Josh. Breathe, Josh. Good job. So, and also just the way that she would raise us, especially him, you know, she would make us depend on her, like codependent, where we couldn't think for ourselves, you know, and that's a whole nother. God, I hate going into my life, into my family's life, because it's so. It's a more than a pile of shit. It's fucking hell. Sorry, Josh, I shouldn't be cussing around you. But, you know, but I had to leave because it was getting really bad for my mental health. And, you know, me and him, we used to fight a lot. And, you know, I didn't know how to. I was a teenager. And a kid, I didn't really know how to take care of him. I didn't know how to take care of him while also trying to deal with the trauma that I was going through and I went through. So I had to leave, but I did try numerous times to tell people, you know, call social services, call them to take him out. Josh, lower it down, please. And then here, let me take this because I'm making a video, okay? When I'm done, you can keep tapping on that. So it was. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but. But I did try to take care of him, and that's another thing. I've wanted him to be independent, and when me, Grandma, and him used to live together, I used to teach him how to wipe himself, you know, going number 1, going number 2, to bathe himself. You know, I had to teach him to chew with his mouth closed because he would do it so loud, and, you know, I mean, here in America, that's impolite, so. And it was irritating, and, how to, you know, do the self-breathing a bit. But my grandmother really wanted us to not depend on ourselves, so she would constantly get in the way of his progress of becoming independent, and that getting in the way of his progress. You need to lay down? Here. Sorry, hold on. Here, lay down. You got it? Wait, no, you're not even comfortable. Come on, lay down. Okay, here. Lay down over here. Okay, good. Okay, sorry. Where was I? But she would get in the way of his progress of becoming independent, and that would frustrate me beyond belief. also the fact that she would hoard so much stuff, and I have video and proof and stories of just, I guess not really stories, but I guess just experiences of having to live with someone who hoards so much to the point where there's cucarachas, there's moldy food in the fridge, there's just piles of junk, stuff that she buys that she doesn't even use, and it's very deteriorating. You know, it deteriorates your mental health, and you know, I might make another. I know I have so many videos I need to make, but I am afraid. I'm afraid to post about that because I know my family's there. They want to keep secret about you know, abuse that has happened, and you know what goes on in the family. That, you know, I'm starting to realize, like, maybe my family's kind of cultish because on both sides. But yeah, so it's a whole thing. But anyways, my dad, you know what, I can't really say right now. Sorry, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I have to be really careful with what I say because right now just we're trying to carefully move pieces so he can get the right help, and I know my grandma's online a lot on YouTube, so I hope she doesn't stumble upon this video, but if she does, I'm just gonna not say what I want to say, but later on I will. So yeah, sorry that you guys have to kind of be part of that cliffhanger as well, but it's for his protection. So, and making sure that we get everything across smoothly. So for now, he is with us, and I've been taking care of him, which it's something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted to actually take care of him without my grandma constantly getting in the way, telling me I can't do this, telling me, you know, just constantly trying to baby him and, you know, act like he can't do anything on his own. He can't learn. So I've been very grateful that my twin brother's here and that he's safe and he's not starving anymore, and he's not in that place where he would just constantly, it was bad. But it's also been, and for people who have children, who have grown adults especially that have autism, you know, or some type of disability where it requires you to give your pretty much full undivided attention to them, it's very hard. And I'm pretty sure you can see it wearing on me. I am tired. I am exhausted. And and what's harder is that my twin brother, he can be and this is not like me kind of talking down on him. It's just a fact. I think it's just part of his diagnosis, or maybe it's also just the trauma that he went through and just how we grew up with, you know, just not knowing how to deal with our emotions. But my brother has a lot of anger and just emotions that he can't control, or at least fully control. He doesn't know how to deal with it properly. And because of years of my grandma enabling his his behavior, because, you know, my brother, he'll ask for things, you know, he'll ask for, you know, like what fast food he wants, you know, he'll say Taco Bell, he'll say Popeyes, you know, he'll say certain things he wants, and then, you know, when he doesn't get it right away, when we say no, especially when he was with grandma, he would get aggressive and, you know, unfortunately, he would harm himself and, you know, end up harming her and harming me. I've been, you know, scratched, I've been bit to the point where I've was just bleeding a lot. And, you know, gotten my hair pulled. And so yeah, so having him here now where we don't allow that, we don't enable his behavior, and also the fact that he's here with us and he has never really been with his main family, I guess, for, well, really never. What are you doing? What? You okay? So, and also another thing is, I have to keep an eye on him 24/7, because there's times where he gets so agitated or he gets so excited. You know, like I said, he doesn't know how to deal with his emotions, so he ends up knocking stuff down, you know, and we have to kind of lay him down and, you know, lay him down on the floor, lay him down, you know, on the bed, you know, and hold his hands, making sure he doesn't hurt himself, hurt others, making sure he doesn't get up and knock stuff down. So, you know, having a brother that does all that, you know, that has a condition that, or I guess not a condition, sorry, but I guess just a, you know, a disability that he hasn't fully got help because of my grandma, because of her own mental health issues and the whole drama that my grandma's family decided to start. But it's stressful to think about. So yeah, that's kind of why I've been gone. I've just been busy taking care of him, and but also trying to take care of myself, and that's been another challenge, trying to learn how to learning how to prioritize myself, but at the same time prioritize him, and it's been really hard to balance both. But I've been starting to get the hang of it. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to update you guys. And, you know, I hope this doesn't discourage you guys in any way. And, you know, certainly this is not to put a bad light on my brother. You know, I love my brother. He's smart. He's funny. You know, he's happy and he loves to be around family. He loves his fast food, don't you, Josh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, he loves his movies. He loves his favorite band, System of a Down. He loves System of a Down. You know, he's just like everyone else, other than just, well, I guess than most people. He just has a disability that, and trauma on top of that, which it makes, you know, more help that he needs. And, you know, I feel I feel really bad that I can't help him, you know, fully the way that I want to, the way that I wish to. You know, I'm still I'm still struggling. I'm just, you know, I'm still learning how to properly deal with my emotions, and it's definitely been much better. You know, 4 years ago we would have, you know, been at each other's throats, you know, him hurting me and me hurting him and just getting at each other. But, you know, I didn't want to do that anymore. And, you know, even though he does he knows how to provoke me, you know, especially when he tries poking me or touching me, because he knows I don't like to be touched. So I don't know, it's been hard to see where he knows what he's doing and where he just doesn't know. You know, where do the lines end? You know, where does it begin? Where does it end? Basically. So yeah, I know this wasn't like wow, you know, I've secretly been in a freaking island. You know, I've been in a mansion. That's why I haven't been on. You know, sorry, I'm not. It's not a happy video, but just wanted to be vulnerable with you guys, and I'm trying to keep pushing myself out here to do these videos because it is hard. You know, I get scared to do it. You know, talking about what has happened within my family on both sides and what they've done to me, and just how it's impacted me and, you know, the people around me that I've grew up with. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. But thank you for being kind enough, being patient enough. Thank you for being caring and sensitive enough to understand what he's going through and not judging him, not making fun of him, because that really does piss me off. You know, only I can make fun of him. I'm just kidding. I mean, I never really make fun of you, to be honest. But I should start doing that. But anyways, yes, I'm saying a lot. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. So take care of yourself, love yourself, you know. You want to say bye, Josh?
Bye.
So yeah, take care of yourself, love yourself. You know, even this side, me being depressed and angry and upset, you know, this is the parts of myself I gotta love the most, and, you know, the parts of you that you gotta love the most. So yeah, take care.